Man, talk about a volatile day for the stock market today, guys. And SoFi stock, which of course you saw the title, we have to break down in this video. So let's do it. Let's get into it. SoFi went down 3.5%. And look at the indexes, guys. All of them went down as well. The S&P went down 1.2%. The Dow led the losses, down 1.5%. QQQ actually didn't do that bad. It recovered quite nicely throughout the day, going down 0.3%, and the Russell went down over 1% as the VIX went up over 3%, and earlier in the day, guys, it was up even more. So let's dive into it. We'll break down SoFi, the charts, what I'm looking to do, and the indexes later if we have time. So hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, guys. We're on the road to 100,000 subs. Make sure to subscribe, and let's dive into it. So earlier today, guys, it was an absolute bloodbath for SoFi. It was down, I think, at 1.89, maybe 10%. We got all the way down to $12.24, which, by the way, we double bottomed at that point, and then we rallied for the rest of the day, which was nice, but we still went down over 3.5% on the day. And take a look here. If I pop this 5-day, 5-minute chart up, what are we doing? We're continuing the downtrend, obviously, right? We clearly took out the lows from yesterday being 1345. We broke well under that, guys. We broke it by $1.25 here, and obviously we took out the lows from the last couple of trading days. And as we pull the layers back, the more you realize the bulls are nowhere to be found, which is why we covered this in my last two SoFi videos. I sold covered calls on some of my shares, right? Not my entire position, but on some of my shares. And that was on, I forget what day that was. It might have been on this day when we had a nice pop in the stock. Premium shot up. That might have been the day here on the 28th, last day of February. Either way, I sold the calls, right? Because quite frankly, the charts were setting up for more downside. We didn't look bullish at all, and I'm glad I did that. Look, now, we got the downside, and at least I was able to collect the premium on those calls, the $16 strikes. That's the strike I sold. And yeah, I'm all for collecting premium, guys, in sideways to downtrending markets, which is what we're in at this point, at least in the very short term, right? SoFi's clearly downtrending. We have a death cross. We're under both moving averages on this 30-minute chart, and all the indexes are downtrending as well, right? Which, I mean, in the long term, they're uptrending, obviously, but in the short term, it's been disastrous for the S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, and none of them are really looking like they're reversing to the upside. They bounced back on the day, kind of like what we saw on SoFi today. Nice intraday bounce, but they're all still within the downtrend like SoFi is here. I'm talking about the indexes, right? And this rally we got could very well end up being a bull trap. I don't know, guys. What do you think? But at this point, we got a nice little rally, still went down 3.5%, and we're trading right at this big resistance right now on the 30-minute chart. I'm sure you guys can see it on the 1 hour as well, right? Yeah, I mean, look at that. Major resistance is where we're at right now, right? So what are we going to do, right? That's the million-dollar question. Do we break out of 14 or do we continue the downtrend? I don't know. I feel like the bears still have an edge here. This rally could be a bull trap, so we got to be careful about that, guys. And for me, like I said, I sold some calls. We actually talked about how on this 4-hour chart, if SoFi were to break $14, $13.50, it could slip even lower. That's what we're doing. So I sold those calls, and now I'm even considering selling some cash secured puts at a level that I would buy more stock, which is at $10, $11. Considering doing that here, and maybe those get, maybe I get to buy shares there. Time will tell. What do you guys think about that? But at this point, we are trading at a multi-month low on the stock. As we hit 12, low 12s today, we hit the same level we were at in the early days of November, right? You guys see that right here. So for me, in this window, 11, 12, $10, if it gets there, that is a buy window, no doubt, in my opinion, on this stock. I mean, guys, if I was buying it at $14, why wouldn't I buy it at 10, 11, 12? I'm just being patient with it, right? I'm being patient with it, and it's only a matter of time before, in my humble opinion, we start to rally again on this stock. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm super curious. By the way, make sure to run the likes up and join the email list. It's free, and I send out my top stocks weekly right to your inbox. That is linked right down below. So let me show you now these indexes, man. These indexes, they all went down, but let me tell you, man, they were down even more earlier in the day. We actually had a very sharp rebound intraday here. SPY hit 572 in the morning, and it had a 2.2% rip, a rally, whatever you want to call it, all the way to 585 by the middle of power hour, right? So that was a big rally. Then we dumped into close quite aggressively at that. I mean, holy smokes, guys. Look at this volatility. We went from 285 or 585, excuse me, all the way down to 575 again. Now after the bell, we're rallying to 580. I mean, this is unbelievable volatility on SPY, and on QQQ, you guys can see the same thing. We went from 487 this morning all the way, excuse me, to 503, which was a 3.2% move. You guys can see that. And we then dumped into close. We got down to about, where do we go down to? 494 by the end of power hour almost. Then we rallied a bit in the aftermarket now. You guys can see that. But overall, man, bears still have an edge, and nobody's really denying that, right? You guys see it here on the 1 hour chart on QQQ, on SPY as well. So I don't know if the selling's done quite yet. I don't think the volatility's over yet either, guys. So get ready for potentially more downside and more buying, hopefully. If you're a long-term investor, this is the best time to buy. When markets are weak, there's turmoil, there's uncertainty with tariffs, trade war, this, that, yada, yada, yada. That causes short-term pain. And, well, that's when people take advantage in terms of buying ETFs, whether it's the S&P, other ETFs out there, whatever it may be, right? Stocks, individual stocks. Now is the time to take advantage as everything is taking a beatdown. That is, if you have a long-term mentality, right? That's it. That's pretty much it. What do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Run the likes up. Don't forget to subscribe. And guys, snag up your 30 stocks from Moomoo. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000. You get 25 extra stocks, 30 free stocks right there, guys. And your uninvested cash now will earn up to 8.1%. APY. Guys, I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer. Check out the link down below or go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video.